Hi everyone, welcome to the podcast. P is for Plog. This is my weekly, or actually is a little bit more frequent than that, podcast series that talks about my life as a professional plogger. A plogger is someone who picks up trash while running. I was doing it for 13 years in my free time, but for the last 6 months I've been doing it as a full-time profession. I don't know if it's going to work, but I'm trying to make it work. And this journey on the podcast is just talking about how it's going, what's working, what's not. We've got a bit of a sub-season going on now because it's exactly 1 month to the date of my first huge adventure where I go and do the Tower Steden plog. It's a 1,300 kilometer plog around the Netherlands. I'm going to be doing a marathon every day, at least a marathon every day around the Netherlands, just going through all of the main cities and picking up trash. And it's getting a bit stressful. So I just thought I'd give a little bit of an update of where we are. So last time I think I said I was down to, I think, just 9 hotels that I needed, or 9 days that I needed to get hotels for. It's pushed it out a little bit. I was expecting 3 places to come together. So it could be a little bit higher than that, but I'm still hopeful that I'm going to get those going through. So the focus this week is really going to be trying to get those nine locations nailed down, because they are a little bit of a worry. A couple of them are quite small locations, so I'm even having to maybe just change my route a little bit if I can't find where I'm going to be going. But I think I'm still confident that I'm going to get them all. One of the issues I had was, and I've been talking about this to several sort of people, was what happens if I've got just 1 or 2 dates where I can't get a hotel for free. The thing that I had in my head was I don't really want to pay for a hotel. I don't think that's very fair on all the hotels that, so many hotels are kindly letting me stay there for free. I don't think it's very fair on them that I pay this one that won't. So that's when I was sort of in my mind that what I would do is take a tent around with me. But after chatting with a couple of people this last weekend, I think what I might do is, if I can't find the location for free, then I will, and there's only a couple, then rather than take a sleeping bag, tent, and all the camping equipment that I need around with me for the whole journey, what I do is I'll actually pay for a hotel, but I just won't advertise it. I will just say I'm staying in this town and just not make a reference to where I'm staying. And I think that's probably the most respectful thing I can do to all of those hotels that are doing it. So whereas the other hotels, I'm promoting them, and I'll be hopefully doing some really fun live streams from those places. But for where I can't and I have to pay for it, then I think I'll just make sure that they're not sort of tagged or referenced in the adventure. I think that's probably the most fair thing that I can do. But it's been a little bit of a worry. But obviously, I want to see if I can get all of the hotels, because I think it's part of the actual mission is to sort of celebrate all these places that are helping me out and things, and I really want to do that. So it's a little bit of sort of up and down, just in terms of hotels. But I think this week I should be able to get down to just a couple left over. Well, that's the plan at least. Anyway, let's see how it goes. In terms of other news, I think I'm about to announce a new sponsor. I'm really excited about that. So it was, again, it's a bit like a competition. I won a competition, and as a result of that, I've won some sponsorship money. So it's not like going to a company and then saying, "Would you sponsor me?" This one was actually a bit of a competition to get that. So, but I should be announcing that soon. So that's really good. That's really good news. The other news is yesterday I showed off my banana suit for the very last time. Tomorrow we've got the Patagonia event, so there's still a couple of places left, I think, that you can sign up for. And then after that, it will be the traditional yellow banana suit will be gone. I will be using my new sustainable suit from Patagonia, and I've got another one that's being made for me, but that'll be in the coming weeks that I'll be talking about that more. But so I've got 2 brand new suits that are going to be completely unique and stand out. I'm really excited about that. But yesterday was the last time I wore my banana suit for an event. I had a school workshop at the Zandvoort Museum that went really well. It's a shame that I can't sort of really share any photos and things like that because of the kids, but I did on Instagram share sort of the art that they made, and that was just so fantastic. I was a little bit sort of cheeky in as much as I didn't give the museum any choice in the matter. I said, look, this is what we're going to do. We're going to make these trees and make them sort of just stick plastic to them, and then we're going to put them in the exhibit. We're actually going to turn these kids into artists that have got an exhibition. And so I just kind of just said, this is what we're doing. I didn't even put it as a question. It was a little bit brutal, maybe, in terms of how I asked it, but it worked out really well. You could see genuinely there was around 60 kids, and they were genuinely excited that they were suddenly going to be on display in a museum, that their artwork was going to be on display. It was just so fantastic to see. It was just pure joy. They were so excited about that, and the pieces of art were amazing as well. So the idea was, and I never want to see another cardboard tree in my life again. It was a real learning curve. One of the reasons why I haven't really worked on the hotels for the last couple of days is because I've been literally making cardboard cutouts of trees and everything. I had to make 60 of them. Oh man, that was a real learning moment. So I think if you'd have sort of gone through the amount of time that I've had to invest in this without getting paid, it was horrendous. But I'm really glad I did it. But I'm also very cognizant that I have to be a little bit more realistic in terms of my commitments, especially, this is just coming to a month before I have to go off for this run. And I was completely stressed out about it, but it worked, and it worked really well. And I really loved it. So it's definitely a fun project. I just think I need to be charging a lot of money for it. Oh, but it was such a hoot. And then also on Sunday, there was a big event as well. We had the Zandvoort Circuit Run. That was a great fun as well. I also went there in my race suit. I'd been planning on doing that ever since last year when I did the Dutch Grand Plog, when I did 18 days of running around all the streets in Zandvoort in a race outfit, including helmet. And the only place I couldn't go was on the racetrack. So I really wanted to do this event so that I could say I've run around the racetrack, the Formula One circuit, in a Formula One racing driver's outfit and helmet. It was a hoot, and it was what was really interesting is I had my Formula One outfit and helmet, and it's got Zandvoort Race Festival on it as well. So I suppose it makes sense that people thought I were part of the organisation and I wasn't actually a runner. I'd signed up for the 10 mile, the 16-kilometre race. And I also had a bag, a very visible sort of big bag for that had recycling logo on it. And I had a grabber as well. So if people saw me, I think logically they would look at it and go, he's part of the organization. Which meant that when I was walking there and just hanging around before I got into the start pen, I had a couple of people that put rubbish in my bin. They just walk up to me and just put rubbish in there. And I was like, hang on. That's not meant to be it. I'm running. You're not meant to. I'm going to fill it up with trash that I find, but you're not meant to put trash in there before I even start running. One guy got a little bit grumpy at me because I said, no, sorry, I'm running, and he wanted to put his apple core in there. He didn't take that. He was like, what? I think he was just confused more than anything. So that was quite funny. And then even in the start pen, we're in the starting pen, and this woman comes up to me and she's about to pull a full bottle of water in there that she is not going to be using. It was, she'd barely touched it and was just going to throw it in my bag. I was like, no, I'm running the same distance as you. Why am I going to carry that around? And then on the race itself, I'm just running and with everyone else in the race, in a running race, and people would just finish their gels and then they put it in the bag. And nearly all of them just put it in the bag, didn't even say, can I do that or anything. I was like thinking, why are you putting this bag? Do you not realize that I'm running the same 16 kilometers as you? I was like, the hell's going on? I mean, it didn't weigh anything, obviously a gel, but it was a little bit, it really knocked me. I wasn't expecting that. Um, but I suppose I'd rather have it go in that bag than I would to see it on the beach. And there were gels on the beach, not as many as, for instance, as Egmont, but yeah, there was still quite a few gels on the beach that I did need to pick up. And it got me thinking, or rather, it got my wife thinking. She sort of said, what you should actually do is advertise this as a service in the marathons as well. When you're doing an event, why don't you just do that and have your recycling bag, and on it you say, put your gels in here. Let's see how many you get. Maybe it's raising awareness of, like, I'm running, but I will take your gel for you. I think that could be a really fun way of doing something really unique for the race organizations. And it's got me thinking maybe I should do something on those lines with the earth suit as well. Maybe that I can sort of do it, that they can put their gels in a little bag there or something. Definitely got to get thinking on that one. I think it's a really good idea to have an organization do that. And then I got to the finish line. This was so funny. So I got to the finish. I'd sort of done the race. It was a fantastic event. Loved every moment of it. Really beautiful race. And then I got to the finish line, gone over the finish line, and got to uh, the little chutes they walk you through. The first person in that chute gives you a bottle of energy drink. I never take those. I just sort of refuse them and just walk through. But they didn't even offer me one. I didn't even think any more about that, to be honest. I didn't think, oh, that's weird they didn't offer me one, because I was just never going to take it anyway. I thought, oh, that's kind. Maybe you have to just ask for it. Then I got to the person that was giving out the medals, and she just didn't give me a medal. I sort of went around there just joking with her, and I was like thinking, is she like, is she waiting for me to finish speaking before she puts the medal on? Or she's like thinking, how can I get it over that great big racing driver's helmet? Because I was like joking, you can't get the medal over the helmet. And I realized that she wasn't going to give me a medal. She just didn't think I was a runner. She assumed that I was part of the organization. So so I had to literally show her my race number to say, look, I am a runner. I've just run this in this outfit. And so they did give me a medal in the end. But it was so much fun. So much fun doing that race. I think that's all about what I want to talk about today. So happy April 1st. There's no joke, still 9 hotels to go. And more importantly, it's still no joke. I am going to be running in 1 month's time. I will be starting my crazy adventure. I'm kind of looking forward to it because at the moment it's just stress, stress, stress in terms of organizing and getting everything done. But there in May, the only thing I'm going to be thinking about is getting to that next destination, getting it all picked up, getting through that marathon, getting recovered, doing the next day. Run, plug, repeat. Run, plug, repeat. That's just what it's going to be. So I'm really excited about May approaching, but I'm also getting a bit nervous. A couple of people have started realizing, have said to me, that is a crazy distance. It's quite funny. You sort of see the runners are just look a shock in their face, but the non-runners, a lot of them, I think they just can't comprehend it. I think it's just beyond their imagination of kind of what I'm trying to do, and so you don't really get that shocked. How the hell are you going to do that? It's just like, oh, okay, and sort of without really comprehending it. Anyway, speak to you in a couple of days' time. My name is Paul. Thanks for listening. Bye.